Welcome to the Ben Buzz. I'm Benny King, and we once again have a very interesting slate for college football this weekend. Now, we have such a great game to kick it off. Are you kidding me? At noon, we have number 9 Vanderbilt, and they're going to Texas. That is ranked number 20. Now, here's what you kind of say. Do you say Texas ranking maybe a bit overrated? They've been barely escaping teams. They already lost twice. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt at 9 feels way too low. I feel like we're just valuing preseason rankings way too much here. And didn't have Vanderbilt ranked. We can't put them too high. Oh, we had Texas ranked number 1. We can't drop them out quite yet. It's like, come on, guys. Vanderbilt, how are you not putting that? And with all your SEC bias, how do you not put them in the top 5? I know I'm kind of sounding off, but it's just, this is a key game where it's just like the records don't matter here. Vanderbilt's a lot higher. Texas is unranked in this matchup. So I got Vanderbilt on the road. I think it could be a little choppy. I got 30-20. I got Vanderbilt, and Pavi has just been so electric, and I think they're going to do enough to win on the road in Texas. Then we got West Virginia, and they're going on the road at number 22, Houston. Now, Houston, really great season so far. Their only loss was Texas Tech, where I know it wasn't that close, but if you watch the game, they settled for a ton of field goals as well. They were just making mistakes left and right, and also the refs kind of screwed them very early in that game. That kind of killed their momentum, so maybe the final score wasn't indicative of what happened. I don't know, but Houston hasn't lost since then. They've been doing everything to get wins. They had a last-second field goal. They're still in the running for that Big 12 championship, honestly, and I think this is a great game for them. I think they saw this on their schedule, and they snickered. They had to have. You see West Virginia at home, you got to be like, man, you got to be thank goodness we got an easy one here. Nothing against West Virginia, but, you guys are bad this year. It sucks, but, sucks to suck. That's a tough way to go out, but, you're the type of team where, people see you on your schedule and, they're smiling. But you know what? People said that about Indiana and Vanderbilt for years, and look where they are. But I got Houston at home. I think it could be maybe choppy. It's a conference game, but I just don't think it's going to be that type of close game. I got Houston 34-20, nothing against West Virginia, but I think Houston's pretty good, and I don't think they're going to screw up their matchup next week, where it's very possible they end up getting College game day. Then Penn State's on the road at number 1 Ohio State, man. And we thought that this game was going to be something so huge. Preseason was the 2 and 3. Now, Penn State was number 2. Now, I never bought into the fact that Penn State was number 2. I feel like putting them over Ohio State when they continuously don't beat top 10 teams and Ohio State. They haven't beat Ohio State since, 2016 or something like that? Off a fluky block field goal, so come on. But I definitely didn't think that they would be this bad. I didn't think that they would lose just about everybody they play, and it feels like this is just a tough draw where it's just they're going to lose this one. I'm sorry, it's Ohio State. And you guys are already gutted. And I know it sucks, but you fired James Franklin. That's a bummer. But, Drew Allar's injury is obviously unfortunate. We'll see if he's able to get an extra year of eligibility. Sounds like it's not possible. But with some of these guys, we got 27-year-olds. Cam Rising was in the league forever. Come on. If he's hardly, I feel like he's hardly played. But you know what? We'll see what happens, what they end up deciding there. But if they end up giving it to him, then people are going to say it's favoritism. I don't know. But just really unfortunate for Penn State in the way it unraveled, because this was supposed to be the year. This is supposed to be like Ohio State last year. It's you better get it done or else. And they definitely held up to that with firing James Franklin. So Ohio State at home, can't pick against them. You really just can't. It's going to be Ohio State 37-17. We got number 10 Miami. Number 10 Miami, and they're going on the road at SMU, and we thought that this one was going to be a ranked matchup. Miami's kind of held to what they were in the beginning of the season. They were number 10, but they've significantly fallen. They were highest in the poll, I believe, number 2. A lot of people, myself included, I know, I'll take the fall for that. I had them at 1 purely on a resume basis, where if you heard those rankings back when, I had them at number 1 because their resume was the best in the country, especially with their undefeated record. They are not that right now. The loss was bad to Louisville, but Louisville's a good team, and they had to throw so many interceptions to do it, but it was at home. It's just kind of embarrassing. And then they blew out Stanford last week for good measure, but they're not going to have problems with SMU. SMU, they were ranked at the start of the year. They had an easy schedule in the ACC last year and then ended up getting beat by Clemson and then beat by Penn State in the playoff. And then this year, they were ranked pretty high, but then lost to Baylor. And then they lost again, but then felt like they were kind of coming around. I even had them on the outside looking in of a ranking. But now, that loss to Wake Forest is not good. They only scored 12 points, barely lose. And I think Miami's just too good for that. I know they're at home, but so I give them a few points for that. And the fact that they're going to respond, the fact that they're at home, the fact that they have talent that was supposed to be top 25. But I just can't say they win. That's the only thing. It's just I can't say you win that game. So Got Miami 33, SMU 24. Then we got number 16, Louisville, and they're going on road at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's another sad one. Now, they've competed better since firing their coach, kind of. They did pretty good against South Carolina with him. Now he's fired, and they lost to Georgia Tech. I mean, they've just been losing, and it's all right. I mean, it's tough to be one of those bottom feeders, and it's kind of the same thing with West Virginia. It's like, it's a bummer, but like they've had good seasons before, and we'll see if they end up turning it around. But it's just one of those things where it's like, if you're on one of these previews and not in the buzzsaw, you're probably going to lose because you're playing a ranked opponent. And this is just one of those deals where I'm like, Louisville's pretty good. That win against Miami was solid. Louisville looks good. And I would be surprised if Louisville found a way to lose. It's another thing with Miami where it's just like, I know they're on the road, but it's just like, I give Virginia Tech a few points for that, but like, I just can't say you win the game. I'd be surprised if a lot of these teams end up winning. It feels like kind of one of those weeks, but we'll see. We'll see, because I think there will be a few upsets. I'm just having trouble pinpointing which ones will be. So, hey, mark my words, if there's a couple teams that you wouldn't expect to win these games end up winning, you heard it here first, even though I don't know which is, anyone could say that. Regardless, Louisville's got it on the road. It's going to be like 30-20. Virginia Tech is going to go down at home. Unfortunate season for them. Louisville is going to keep surging on and maybe end up in the top 15 next week. Then we got number 5, Georgia, and they're playing Florida. Very interesting neutral site there. Going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Now, Georgia's had a pretty good season so far. Now, they did have that loss to Alabama where they weren't close for a while, ended up getting back in the game and then made a few key mistakes late that really shredded their chances, but they were within 3 at one point in that game, and they've looked worse, actually, against Tennessee, but then somehow won that game. Georgia's pretty weird. They keep playing games where it's like, oh, they're going to lose, and then they just keep winning. Outside of the Alabama game, it's just like they're really hard to kill, and I don't think Florida has the type of talent that can really compete with it. Now, I do think their quarterback, he's had his flashes, right? Because it's like you never know which DJ Lagway is going to show up. That's really, the consistency is the problem, because, he had 5 interceptions against LSU. They only lost by 10, by the way. They could have very easily won that game if he takes better care of the ball, makes some better decisions, and look what happens when he does. They upset Texas. It's just like, you never really know which one's going to show up, but I do know that Gunnar Stockton is so consistent, and the same Gunnar Stockton shows up week in, week out. Going to be no problem for Georgia at that game against Florida. I think they win. Now, it is a rivalry. I can see Florida, and they got good talent. They were ranked in the beginning of the year. Obviously, they just lost a lot. Now, I think both teams are talented. It's just about which one's better coached. I think you give that to Kirby Smart. Florida already fired Billy Napier, right? And then you say, okay, which team has players that you can rely on? I can't rely on DJ Lagway. He's just too unreliable, and he's really talented. He's just really got to figure it out. It's kind of like they're kind of notorious for those types of players, actually, with Anthony Richardson or Tim Tebow, wherever you want to go there. But Georgia's got it on the road. I got trust in Gunnar Stockton and Kirby Smart. Got to go Georgia here, 37-28. Now here's another one where it's a road game for the ranked team, but I still don't really buy it. You got number 12 Notre Dame, and they're going to Boston College. Listen, everyone's just beating up on Boston College. I know it's a down year for them. And you think just a few years ago they were so close to upsetting Florida State, they ended up going undefeated and winning the ACC. Now, they weren't fabulous in that year, but it's just like, man, Boston College struggle bus continues for them as they're at the bottom pretty much of the ACC. And Notre Dame, they know they can't slip up. That's been week in, week out. We don't expect an upset from them because it's like they already had their 2 losses. They're like, we need to win. We can't find a way to lose. And Notre Dame certainly proved that against USC and, some of their other opponents. Notre Dame is good. And I think they're going to win on the road at Boston College. It's going to be a little bit lopsided. I got them 31-13. Maybe that's a little crazy, but listen, Notre Dame knows they can't slip up. Boston College isn't great, and I know they're home, but I don't know. I got Notre Dame in that one. And now we have a road game that I actually do kind of buy, that it's very possible that an in-conference type game could end up being suspect for this team. Now, number 13, Texas Tech. Now, they're going on the road at Kansas State. Now, Kansas State, what they just did to Kansas was crazy, and now they're coming back home against a Texas Tech team that we've seen be suspect. Now, they weren't against Oklahoma State last week, but their performance against Arizona State was not great, and now they're going on the road at Kansas State. I don't say they win. It's like Texas Tech, what are they going to do? Will Hammond's out. They're hoping to get Bear Morton back. He's probably out. So it's like, Texas Tech have another great quarterback on that roster? I don't know. I think they'll barely win. It's going to be something like 20-17. I think their defense is really going to have to step up, but their defensive front is great. And Texas Tech, they got to own the line of scrimmage, and they got to find a way to beat Kansas State here without QBs. They just keep dropping QBs. It's really unfortunate. It actually does suck because it could derail their season. They were just on the cusp of being a top 5 team in the nation, and now look what they are now. One loss, going on the road at Kansas State, possibly two. I think they find a way to win, but would not be surprised. It's one of the ones where I'm like, I could definitely see that happening. So we'll see if they end up dropping it. We'll see if they end up dropping it. But I got Texas on the road at Kansas State. Then we got number 2, Indiana, and they're going on the road at Maryland. I would be surprised if Indiana found a way to lose this one. It's just, I like Maryland, but it's like they keep barely losing teams like Nebraska, Washington, UCLA. Indiana just dominated UCLA by like 50. It was gross. It was, oh my goodness. And now they're going on the road at Maryland. I could see, because it's a road game, Indiana has wavered on the road, or at least we thought. We thought that they're not great on the road because they went at Kinnick, and it wasn't that great against the Hawkeyes, but they did find a way to win. And comparing that to what they did against Illinois, where they dominated them at home, but then they go on the road and dominate. And I know the final score's not going to tell you it was dominate, but like the way they played, it felt like a domination of Oregon. So it's like they're kind of becoming a better road team, far better than last year. So I think Indiana, very possible that they end up tripping up, but I really don't see it. I mean, this team's too good, and it would really be shocking, and it would kind of suck, actually, because they've never been number 2. They were never number 3 in their entire history. No national championships, 2 Big Ten championships in 125 years. So this is a great story, and anyone hating on Indiana, it's like, do you know the history, like how improbable this is, that they're having that great of a season? Wild. But I got Indiana on the road. It's going to be something like 41-20. Now, Maryland, they have players, and Washington, the quarterback, I mean, he's really good, but they consistently find ways to lose games, but they're not going to have to find a way to lose this one, as Indiana is far too stellar. Then number 15, Virginia, they're going on the road at Cal. Now, this one is going to be huge because Virginia is close with every single team they play. Because, like, every week, it's just like Virginia is in a dogfight in overtime. Or they've been in 3 overtime games. They beat Washington State by a safety. It's like they're close with everybody. So, on the road at Cal, I like the upset. I think Virginia's finally going to drop one. I think I actually had a dream last night that Virginia finally lost. And it's just been on my mind because they just lost to North Carolina when North Carolina didn't get the 2-point in overtime. So, it's just kind of bled into my dream, and for that reason, I got Cal. I'm going to go Cal 21-18. I don't know why. I mean, I got a feeling, man. Virginia's close with everybody, but I think Cal is going to get it done at home. Then the Gamecocks are going on the road at number 7 Ole Miss, and Cocktober was horrible for the Gamecocks. They lost. Cocktober was really hard on South Carolina, and now Ole Miss hosts them. I got Ole Miss here. Now, I think South Carolina, maybe they do waves, but they just keep losing close games, and they just lost to Alabama. That was their best shot, I think. So Ole Miss is going to watch that tape and be like, whoa, good thing that happened right before they played us. And so Ole Miss is going to play pretty good today, and they're going to win 27-13. Then we got Purdue going on the road at number 21, Michigan. This is going to be a massacre. Michigan's going to blow them out. Purdue is atrocious, and I know they're good in basketball, but then they just lost. I mean, they lost to Kentucky. I don't know. If this was basketball, that'd be a different story, sure, but Purdue, just not great. And, I mean, they've just been getting dog-walked. If it weren't for their basketball team, maybe they would have ended up getting relegated. I mean, it's just an unfortunate season. They were just in the Big Ten Championship a few years ago where they were actually close with Michigan for a half. Hey, we went to the Big Ten Championship against Michigan, and we weren't close for a half, really. So, good on them, but those days are kind of behind them. I mean, this is just a rough one. And going on the road at Michigan, who just played pretty good against Michigan State. Michigan kind of does this thing, and especially Michigan State, where it's just like they play around for like a half, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I gotcha. We're going to win this one easy. So it's kind of like, I can see Purdue being close early, but they're just bad. That's why I just can't go with it. They're just bad. It's that simple. They're bad. So got Michigan at home. It's going to be like 37-21. Now we got number 8, Georgia Tech, and they're going on the road at NC State. And Georgia Tech, I mean, they've been so fluky. I don't know. Now they're starting to win more convincingly. That win against Syracuse was a lot better, and now they're going on the road at NC State. It's a tough opponent. I got to say Georgia Tech keeps going, though, because you've heard on the show, I haven't been the biggest supporter of them. I was early on until that Wake Forest game, until the Duke game, where I'm just like, I don't know how much I believe in them anymore. Still think Georgia Tech's good. They're going to win on the road at NC State. It's going to be like 31-17. I think it could be closer, but I'm really liking Georgia Tech right now. I'm feeling a lot better about them, so I think they're going to win on the road. Now we got number 23, USC, and they're going on the road at Nebraska. Now, Nebraska has had an unfortunate year. Now, they were good for a while, actually, and they just extended Matt Rule. Things were going well. Then they got dog-walked by Minnesota, who just got dog-walked the very week after, where it really doesn't look good for Nebraska. But honestly, you chalk that up as the second Nebraska gets ranked. The second they see that number, they just fold. I don't know what it is about them. They really can't handle that number. So now going, and they're hosting USC I got to say USC wins, but I mean, they've been flaky in these cross-country games. They lost to Illinois on the road by a last-second field goal, and they were losing the entire game. They didn't get it until late. I think USC wins just because I don't know how to feel about Nebraska, but this is one of those ones where I'm just like, I would feel better about Nebraska if they didn't get dog-walked by a team that got dog-walked, where you're just like, I don't know. I feel good about USC, though. They're going to win on the road. It's going to be like 24-17. Got USC on the road. Then number 18, Oklahoma, and this is the big one. They're going on the road at number 14, Tennessee. It's a big matchup in the SEC. Now, Oklahoma's been kind of flaky, but so has Tennessee. So this one is going to be really interesting. Oklahoma has a really great chance to blow this thing up. Now, going into it, Joel Klatt had said something really great. He said Oklahoma is either going to start knocking off teams or they're going to be like a grenade for the SEC, where it's like they're going to lose, but like they're going to find ways to like split these games and end up really causing havoc in these games. So it's going to be like a grenade or like a kamikaze, where it's just like they take out you and them. It's like you're already out. It's like, I think that's what I'm seeing here. I don't know. Got Oklahoma on the road. I think John Mateer is going to do better in this one. Tennessee's defense is so not great. So got Oklahoma on the road. But I think it could be high scoring, honestly. I'm going to go Oklahoma 41, Tennessee 38. And now here's College Game Day. Now this is a huge matchup. Should I say it's a big matchup in the Big 12. Number 17, Cincinnati. They're going on the road at number 24, Utah. Utah's looked better since their losses, but I don't know. They lost close to BYU and then kind of got housed, especially in the fourth quarter against Texas Tech. They were pretty good throughout the game, which we thought was more impressive a few weeks ago until what Arizona State did. Now Arizona State's fallen off the map with the departure of Sam Leavitt with that injury. So now Cincinnati going on the road. Cincinnati's been so dominant. Honestly, this one could go either way. I'm really excited for this one. And Utah hasn't had game day this year. They did have big news Saturday when they played Texas Tech. Didn't go very well, both at home. So I like Cincinnati here, but Utah's one of those teams where it's just like, I could really see it. I mean, Devin Dampier has been pretty solid, but he kind of caved against Texas Tech, and I don't know. I just don't like him here. Cincinnati's been so stellar, and especially since that week one loss against Nebraska, somehow just snapped their focus, and they've just been knocking off teams. Cincinnati's great, so got them on the road. It's going to be like 29-26. Got Cincinnati in that one with College Game Day in Utah. It's going to be very active, just really great setting in Salt Lake, but got Cincinnati on the road, taking it out over the Utes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for the Buzzsaw, where I make picks based on raw saw instincts. Now, I had always done better with it pretty much compared to my regular picks, but that really changed last week where I was really strapped for time due to just busy schedule. Anyways, it didn't go well, and I think it has a lot to do with those ranked games where it's just like if you pick based off your instincts and like what you feel in the moment, a lot of times it doesn't end up happening because upsets are pretty rare in the ranked game. So I think the formula just really works with these unranked games. So gonna stick to that, but if you guys want me to do another ranked one, I can. But if you watched it last week, atrocious pick. Like I picked Syracuse. I picked Michigan State. I didn't mean to do that. So we'll have to see this week, but yeah. Horrible, and we'll have to see if I get back on track with going back to the normal formula of the Buzzsaw. Now, Rutgers at Illinois. This one, I got to go Illinois there. I think they're going to respond at home. Duke at Clemson. I'll take Duke there. UCF going at Baylor. Yeah, I'll take Baylor there. UAB going on at UConn. UAB, I mean, they just had that big win over Memphis. UConn's at home, though. I'm looking at the Dragon, and the Dragon's telling me to pick it, so I got to go the Dragon. I was thinking of Shrek recently, and with the donkey, you got to go Dragon there. Army at Air Force, ooh. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the thing. It's like if a guy's on a plane, could he beat a guy walking around with a rifle, or is the guy with a rifle going to shoot him out of the air? I think the plane is going to get him. He's got guns, too. Navy, they're on the road at North Texas. Ooh, this is huge. Navy's barely beating teams, but I just saw Mestamaker, the QB for North Texas, throw 900 yards? In ridiculous. I don't know if Navy can stop it. Give me North Texas. Buffalo, Bowling Green. Every week we pick Buffalo. Arizona State on the road. Iowa State. Man, this could have been a ranked matchup at one point. Unfortunately, neither are ranked. Wow. But yeah, give me Iowa State. Arizona State without Sam Leavitt. Very unfortunate for them. East Carolina on the road at Temple. Ooh, yeah. Give me Temple. I don't know. It's at Temple. I got to go Temple. For some reason, I like Temple. New Mexico on the road at UNLV. Yeah, I gotta go UNLV there for some reason. Definitely a reason for that pick. Michigan State, they're on the road at Minnesota. Minnesota just got dog walked, but you know what? Michigan State's not good. Yeah, give me Minnesota. Pittsburgh on the road at Stanford. Yeah, Pittsburgh actually looks pretty good. Give me Pittsburgh. Delaware on the road at Liberty. Man, I mean, Liberty. I gotta go Liberty. I don't know. Well, didn't Joe Flacco go to Delaware or something? I don't know. Somebody went to Delaware, so they're going to beat Liberty. Whatever. New Mexico State, they're going on the road at Western Kentucky. Give me Western Kentucky. Yeah, I don't know. Fresno State on the road at Boise State. A Bronco would beat a dog, I think. Give me Boise State. They've been looking good, actually. Old Dominion on the road at UL Monroe. Give me Old Dominion. Then Louisiana on the road at South Alabama. Ooh, once again, Raging Cajuns. Cajun fries are the best, and it's a cool name. Louisiana's got that one. Mississippi State on the road at Arkansas. Mississippi State's got to get that one. They should have won last week. Oklahoma State on the road at Kansas. Man, two teams that got dominated last week. But give me Kansas. Central Michigan on the road at Western Michigan. Ooh, little in-state battle here. Western Michigan's got it, though. Well, you know what? Sure, I already said that. I have to go with it. Arizona on the road at Colorado. Ooh, the Buffs. Yeah. They haven't looking good, though. Give me Arizona. Wyoming on the road at San Diego State. San Diego State looks good. And honestly, I don't even care that they're good. Have you seen their uniforms? The Aztecs look good, man. Give me San Diego State. Kentucky on the road at Auburn. Man. Yeah, I got to go. Or do what? No, I got to go Auburn, yeah. Washington State on the road at Oregon State. You know, they've been close with everybody. Pretty much. Washington State, I'll take them on the road at Oregon State. Wake Forest on the road at Florida State. Man. Does Florida State get an ACC win? No. No. Wake Forest. Arizona State on the road at Troy. Ooh, not Arizona State. Arkansas State. They're on the road at Troy. Troy's got that one, though. And then Hawaii on the road at San Jose State. You know it, guys. The Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii are going to take that one, so we'll see if we get on back on track. We'll see who ends up winning from this slate. Honestly, and now I'm looking at that matchup, I don't know why I'd go Hawaii, but you know what? I'm going Hawaii and the Rainbow Warriors. So that's going to conclude the Buzzsaw for Week 10. We'll see how it does next week. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Ben Buzz. And really apologize for all the late things coming out. The reactions just came out, like a lot of the clips just yesterday. The official one didn't come out till Thursday. That's really my bad. A lot of scheduling issues, but honestly, it's just midterms was a byproduct of that, and I know I've said that before, but just try to have some grace, and I'll try to get back on it. I know it's unacceptable. I'll start getting those out early, and at least my predictions. Remember when they used to come after the game? That was my bad. Had a lot of trouble uploading, but think I'm kind of figuring things out now. So just really apologize for all those types of things. Should really get back on track next week. I know I said that last week, but just, sometimes life throws curveballs at you, but it's all right. We'll try to get back on track, and this one should be getting out before the games, I would hope. So we'll end up seeing how those do, and really appreciate all of you for clicking on this video. And the top 25 is going to come out in maybe a half hour after this one. So really appreciate all of you for tuning into this episode of the Ben Buzz. So, yeah. So I'll be back next week with Jack to react. And also, I'm having some new things on the channel. You'll end up seeing those in the next couple of weeks going away from college football. There'll still be college football. We've kind of done that a lot over the past few months. So all in all, really great episode, and I really appreciate you all for clicking on this video. This is the Ben Buzz. I'm Benny King, and thanks for tuning in.